Thank you. And indeed, talking about standardization, of course, that is fully understood. And we heard that this is, of course, a crucial part of it. You asked me whether I ever had a discussion with a client about the best approach, how to increase market acceptance and not talking about IP protection. And of course, I had numerous of these discussions, but my clear advice had always been, of course, you have to take care of IP and you have to protect your IP. But what does it mean that you protect your IP? And why is that answer so clear? If you want to set standards, at the end, you must sit in the driver's seat. And what does that mean? If you want to sit in the driver's seat, you must own the IP, at least at the beginning, so that you can decide what happens at the next stage. You need to decide how you protect it or to whom you make the technology accessible and under what conditions. And that has consequences. And maybe the most important first step is that you need to ensure that you own the IP from your freelancers, employees, contract partners with whom you work and who develop something for you. Because what we often see is that startups think if they develop something, everything should be freely and openly used because we want to set standards. But that means that at the end, maybe other people own the IP and then you're not anymore the entity or person deciding what happens next. And then, of course, you need to decide, do you want to have patent protection to the extent possible? Or if you decide, no, consequently, I don't want to have a patent protection, maybe you indeed need to make it actively publicly available. But that means you even don't have any trade secrets anymore about that. If you make something publicly available, you need to think about what happens if that technology is not already 100% the standard. Maybe it's just a step towards the standard. And that means that others may develop something on that basis. And then you can say, yeah, if at the end it's then freely accessible to everyone, that's exactly what we want. We want to have the standard. But that means you need to ensure that the person developing something on the basis of your results is also making it accessible. Maybe the improvement will then be protected and then you don't have directly a standard. So it's important that you set the conditions, what can be combined, what are others or how are others entitled to use your technology. And at the bottom line, my advice is not new, because that is exactly what open source is about. It does not mean that everyone can use it. It is about deciding you make something accessible, but in the first step, it's protected. And then you need to decide, is there any copyleft licenses so that also further developments need to be made accessible to others.